What up, gang? What up, gang? Gang shit. Gonna mute me for asking questions today, mods? I don't know what you asked, but my mods usually ban people for spamming or for like, there's like it's kind of like an unwritten rule, which is like incredibly strange, weird stuff will get you banned. Like bringing up children for weird reasons. You know what I mean? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hello from Romania. Didn't you guys just find a dragon? Thought you guys just found a dragon. It was just a question about the tariffs. Well, listen, I don't fucking ban people. I have mods for that. They have rules, which is banning people for spamming or whatever. What was your question? What was your question? Maybe you spammed it relentlessly over and over again. I don't know. Not yet? You guys didn't excavate that dragon skull? Luigi, mama. You have breakfast right there. Go get your breakfast. I'm here, Mr. V. How you doing, Ritsu? What are you crying about? What? You're upset? What are you upset about? Thank you for the $5, JD Dubois. You should make a presidential map predicting things for a hypothetical presidential run. Just an idea. Oh, that's a good idea. Weenie girl. I'll pick you up. She just wants to be carried. Come here. No dragons, just banned elections. Oh, get fucked. I'm kidding, that sucks. Explain how the tariffs are hurting us and how they work or are supposed to work. Yeah, these tariffs are just increasing the prices of American goods. They're not helping us whatsoever. Now, what the plan is that, according to Trump, is that by putting massive tariffs on all foreign goods, it'll force companies across the world to come to the United States and build their manufacturing here in the United States to avoid paying the tariff. Did your account get banned? Yeah, but it's back up now, or as far as I'm aware. Are the tariffs really hurting you though? Like, is it actually affecting your daily life? Dude, the tariff price, the effect hasn't even hit the US markets yet. Like, you're gonna feel it once the effects. Samantha just became a loyalist, thank you. The price of all Chinese imports is gonna skyrocket by 145% minimum. What the fuck do you mean? Copy that, Jack. What sucks is that I want manufacturing to be happening in America because we exploit other countries another way, but this is not the way this is not the way that you bring back American manufacturing. Elon's Mark of the Beast chip will have the devil 666 on it. Oh. My gas prices have gone down to $2.35. Yeah, the price of gasoline has the price of oil globally has dropped. That has nothing to do with America. Oil is traded on the entire global market. OPEC? That's OPEC? What does OPEC mean? Why are old people stupid? I know it's not the lead poisoning, because it would surprise me if I didn't have it. I don't know. I did. I saw Vance shake hands with a Nazi. I saw that. What the heck are you doing here? Hi, Fantasy. Can you please get your Republicans under control? Their toxicity is seeping into my country. This is not an American problem. This is a worldwide problem with like violent extremism on the right is on the rise. The Demsoc running in New York, Zohran Mamdani. We've seen China's dark factories. We want to hire people in our factories. Dude, I don't know. Let me explain this. American manufacturers have to actually provide American workers with a good, stable pay and benefits, you know, health and dental, and we have standards here in America. The reason why these manufacturers moved across the entire nation or the entire world is because when they set up shop in somewhere like fucking Taiwan, they don't have to meet American regulation. They don't have to pay the workers that minimum wage. They don't have to give them benefits. They don't have to do fucking anything. That's why they make so much more profit when they build their factories outside of the US. And I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm saying that you're an idiot if you think that they're gonna sacrifice that giant profit margin for the sake of not having to pay an American tariff. Hope you're doing well. Love your videos. I'll take my news from you. Thanks, Kevin. Excuse me. And I noticed you were wrong about the example I looked up last night, so I want to see if you were lying or not. What did you look up? What was I wrong about? How you doing, Flan? Mean. Didn't companies already start to buckle? What companies? And what do you mean by buckle? Did you get banned again? Not that I know of. You tell me. Somebody go to my TikTok and tell me if my TikTok is still up. Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. They have limited influence global oil prices via supply. I see. Looks like Jason Momoa from Temu. Thank you, Kevin. What's another way that we might have tried bringing manufacturing back to the States without having to blow up the world economy and bringing in... Okay, so what I would do is something like what FDR did. The federal government has fucking trillions of dollars. They could have... You remember FDR's The New Deal, right? Puts together the New Deal coalition, hires millions of workers across the entire nation. They now all work for the federal government to build the national highway system, to build wartime production sectors, to start building factories for General Motors and Ford, right? What I would say is use the federal government to create like a New Deal program to build high-speed transit across the entire United States, right? And then you could have these fucking manufacturers pop up all across the country that are directly connected by these high-speed transit systems, and you could have really good American trade. Plus, it would cost, you would make like millions of American jobs to start putting up these high-speed transit systems. I got permabanned for using silly voices to talk about the news. They were scared of my Mickey Mouse voice. Dude, I made like a video talking, like pretending to be like a Trump supporter, being like, hey, fellow MAGA, rally with me. Tell me if you support me. And that video got pulled for violent extremism. Ghazi is wrong. I didn't see what Ghazi said. Where's Ghazi? Ghazi. Example of Elon going after companies that investigated him. Your FAA claim was wrong. Incorrect. No, Doge and Donald Trump himself. They fired half of the fucking, what are they called? Air traffic controllers. They defunded parts of the FAA. I was not wrong. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but Doge has absolutely slashed funding for the FAA. One theory says that the Trump wants foreign companies to bring their production to the U.S. despite not having cheap labor here, so that in the future the U.S. can substitute the workers with robots. Yeah, I mean, I still don't believe that foreign companies would move to the U.S. because that would be a direct hit to their giant ass profit margin through using slave wage labor. Do you know Tanaka, the footballer? I do not. Elon doesn't do any funding cuts, and no, he didn't. Like I said, any other examples? Well, wait, Elon is... What do you mean? Elon created Doge. Elon is the one toting about all the stuff that he's defunding. So are you saying that Elon has nothing to do with Doge? Is that what you're trying to say? Because that's like a very convenient out. Connor, that's exactly what I said. Supreme Court, yeah, no, the Supreme Court handed Trump a fucking defeat today. 9-0, the Supreme Court ruled against the Trump regime, forcing him to bring back that guy that they deported wrongfully because they're not doing due process. They're just rounding people up and deporting them. But damage is done, bro. You sent this guy to a fucking El Salvadorian labor camp. The guy's probably traumatized as fuck. I want to hear that guy's story. As soon as he gets back, I want to hear that guy's fucking story. I side with testifying candidates you support. I'll look it up. Are you from Freedom Country? What does that mean? Doge doesn't defund anyone. Trump does it. I'm asking another example to look up because the last one was wrong. No, so the last one was right, and you are actually picking and choosing statistics here, which is remarkable. And Gaza, you're not here in good faith. You're not here to learn at all. So why would I fucking tell you? I mean, listen, I'll name them off again. The CPFB, they defunded the CFPB, because Elon Musk just made a deal with Visa to launch X dollars, right? And the CFPB, it's essentially the anti-scam police, and they opened an investigation into X, defunded. What else? We've got the Department of Transportation opened up an investigation into Tesla, slashed. We've got, I mean, fucking everything at USAID, slashed. Fucking Social Security, slashed. VA, slashed. SNAP benefits, slashed. How is Doge able to slash funding at all? Where do they get that power, and why isn't it being regulated? Donald Trump gave Elon Musk executive power. He has the power of the executive branch until like the end of May. So everything that he's doing is almost like an executive order. Granted, it's all illegal. The problem is the feds don't have anybody to enforce these rules, right? So when fucking 23 states and 19 attorneys general sue Elon Musk and Doge, they don't have an enforcement policy. You're a Republican or a Democrat? I'm a Democrat. Slash, no, they slashed the people abusing the system. Really? All 80,000 people at the VA that they fired were abusing the system? Really? All 80,000? You do know that they cut the entire program for children who receive Social Security benefits because their parents are dead. Is that people who are abusing the system? Children who have dead parents, they receive Social Security benefits. Is that abusing the system? Because that whole entire segment was slashed. That whole branch. What do you think is next after the SAVE Act fucks us? I don't know. I don't know what comes next. I don't get how my veteran grandpa could support Trump. Ask him. I see Favreau isn't here today. No, he's not here right now. How you doing, Nelson? Natalie Hopkins comes in and says Natalie. That's wild. Yeah, I know. Trump and his friends, all of his cronies made fucking millions and millions. Some of them made billions of dollars. They were talking about it in the White House, flexing how much money they all made by shorting the stock market. You were right about the CFPB, but lied about the VA and SNAP benefits in the same breath. Oh, so Doge didn't fire 80,000 members of the VA? Look that up again. Look that up again. We'll go one by one. Look it up again. 80,000 people at the VA fired. They cut the funding for the VA. The same thing with SNAP. How you doing, little brother? We need people from middle-class America to run for the presidency. Yeah, I'm gonna run. How you doing, Scotland? Speaking to some of my American friends via Discord. Oh, it's gonna get way worse. Things are gonna get way worse before they get better. This is why I keep telling people, if you got the money, go to the store, go buy a whole bunch of, you know, shelf staple items, things that you can throw in the freezer, canned goods, anything that you can afford that'll last a long time. Buy it now before the tariffs start to actually affect the market here. How likely do you think it is that they invoke the Insurrection Act? Personally, I think it's like a 99% chance that they do it. You realize he replaced the broken VA system with access to local doctors for our veterans? No, he didn't. And also, the VA was already horrendous. The VA was already horrendous, and they were getting like $800 million a year. They don't need less funding. They need more funding, because our veterans are like, these are the people who fucking sacrifice the most. They need their mental health benefits. They need their therapy sessions. Otherwise, they do really fucked up things to themselves and others. They need more money. Clearly, the VA isn't enough. The Veterans Choice Act. Did you think that veterans had to use the VA? Veterans have always had choices in their doctors, you stupid fuck. The VA is designed for those who don't have the money to choose their own doctor. My dad fought in Vietnam. He never fucking used the VA. He thought the VA was dog shit, because guess what? It is dog shit. It needs more funding. And now it's gonna be more dog shit because Donald Trump and Elon Musk have cut the funding for it, and they fired 80,000 workers, many of which were veterans. Many of which were veterans. What did this guy say? Did you just say it's a combat hospital? The VA should be a combat hospital. Oh my God, you're so stupid. Not where you go for your regular doctor visit. It's not where you go for your regular doctor visits, you stupid fuck. No one is saying, dude, the VA is for like mental health therapy and shit. People have their limbs blown off getting benefits to go get the fucking health care they need. It's not a hospital. The VA in my hometown was in like the fucking American Legion building. There's no doctors there. You fucking idiot. They cut the VA now, dude. They cut the VA like a month ago. I covered this already. Bruce, that's incorrect. This guy's the type of idiot who would just endlessly grow the federal government. No, I would like to use the federal government's money to boost the infrastructure of our nation. You realize the Veterans Choice Act lets them get everything they get from the VA from local doctors. That's complete bullshit. That's a lie. Ooh, don't like that one. What should we do to prepare if Trump invokes the Insurrection Act? Buy a whole bunch of food beforehand. Why are you so mean? I don't think I'm mean. I have clients that go to the VA hospital all the time to see a doctor. Yeah, you could go see like a mental health professional. Maybe you can get a physical, but you're not going to get any surgeries at a fucking VA hospital. Should leftist people be afraid of the Insurrection Act of martial law? Like, are we in danger? You know, you're not in danger. Undocumented immigrants are in danger. I don't know what to tell you if you're just going to use that to lie as a cope. Well, what if you're lying? I'm going to tell you that you're lying, and you are lying. Trump and Elon Musk and Doge cut VA benefits, fired 80,000 workers, and made everything worse for veterans in this nation. You're not going to be able to argue that cutting money from the VA and firing tens of thousands of people who work at the VA makes the VA better. You're not going to be able to do that. This guy is a know-it-all, but he doesn't really know shit about the VA. I actually go to the VA and he's telling me how the VA works. Yeah, no, your VA just lost a whole bunch of funding from Elon Musk and Doge. Facts don't care about your feelings, sweet boy. Poised to fire, have not yet. Oh, my apologies. So 80,000 members of the VA are getting ready to be fired. My apologies. That makes it all so much better. That just fixes everything. Again, the Veterans Choice Act replaces the VA with local doctors. Yeah, I forgot that veterans didn't have the choice and that once they serve in the military, they're forced to go to the VA instead of using local doctors. My bad. Totally forgot that they're all forced to use the VA and didn't have the choice beforehand. Why do you hope Trump bans gay marriage, Google? All of my dad's VA appointments have been put on hold indefinitely. Yeah, well, that's probably fake liberal media. Because, according to these people, no, the VA is doing great. Trump's reputation is plummeting, Waleed. Why you always argue with the most stupidest ones? Because you gotta try and fix them. Enough is enough, goddammit. That's a fucking terrible excuse. So why don't you give me your real reasoning for why you want Trump to ban gay marriage? Thank you for the $5.75 Delta Wolf. I appreciate that. Do you like to hang around playgrounds? No, that's incredibly strange. Why is that immediately on your brain? Is that just like embedded within your brain, that thought? Except the government pays for these doctors? Yeah, and the VA has been notoriously dog shit with incredibly long wait times, and most of these fucking people end up getting rejected because their mental issues or their physical issues are blamed on things that they've done rather than their service. That's why you get so many fucking people at the VA who are rejected medical care or coverage. Are you worried to have your hard drive checked? See, this is what I mean. A lot of right-wingers come in here and immediately start talking about pedophilia without, like, any reason to. You guys harbor pedophilia in your brain. It's very demented. Every accusation seems to be a confession with you people. And people who are here loyally, that come here all the time, they can probably reinforce this idea. It's only ever right-wingers who come in here and immediately start talking about pedophilia. I think like, brother, pot, kettle, black. You need to be careful, bro. You're projecting. It's projection? I know. Thanks, Alley Cat. Appreciate that. Post Malone, pre-Malone. How you doing, India? Yusuf Gamers. How you doing, India? Alexander the Mid. Hey, leftist here. You're gay. Thanks, Austin. Appreciate that. You lost. Get over it. I know. You like the idea of Space Force? Yeah, well, I mean, the Air Force was laughed at when we first came up with the idea of it. People were like, what the fuck do you mean? War's fought on the ground or it's fought in the ocean? The fuck do you need an Air Force for? And now the Air Force is the most important, like, air superiority is the most important part of any battle. We are moving into this new age where satellites have dude, everything relies on satellites. The internet relies on satellites. Spyfare relies on satellites. Everything relies on satellites, and you got to protect those satellites. So eventually, we're going to start needing planes, or I guess, vehicles that can go up into space. Not to mention the fact that Elon Musk owns more than 2/3 of every satellite orbiting the planet, so he's going to want to keep those fucking things safe. I think about the new F-47. I haven't done any research into it. Just admit it, Trump is a boss and a gangster, and Kamala is a dumb cunt. Oof, Jesus, you really do hate women, don't you? 2/3, that's false? No, it's not. I'm not lying at all. Go ahead, leave here and Google it. Elon Musk owns more than 2/3 of every satellite orbiting planet Earth. That's not a lie. At all. Look it up, dude. That's not a lie. This guy wants to vape, and then we should all pay for his health care. Brother, do you smoke cigarettes? Do you drink alcohol? Do you drink coffee? Because those are all things that will slowly kill you. So you don't consume any substances whatsoever? You agreed that I'm right. Then how about Doge cutting wasteful spending? If we aren't actually funding circumcision in Uganda, then the money probably went into politicians' pockets. I'm not even gonna fucking entertain that, dude. That's the stupidest fucking shit I've ever read. What is a woman? Oh, I don't know really how to answer that. Why don't I allow you to answer it? Why don't you answer it? You tell me, what is a woman? I don't know how to answer that question. Why don't you tell me? Because you're trying to get me in a gotcha, right? Why don't you tell me, what's a woman? You don't know how to answer because you're a dumbass Democrat. Why don't you tell me, what is a woman? Tell me. Can you tell me? An adult human female. Okay. That's a woman. Wes Watson? I don't know who the fuck that is. I forget if a woman is XXY chromosomes or not. I don't know chromosomes like that. I don't fucking know. It's one of them. Well, if you'd admit that, then you'd change your party, bud? I'm confused. Brother, what do you think a woman is? Like, what are the prerequisites of being a woman? Well, I don't understand your question. Woman has a vagina, dude. There's plenty of women who were born intersex and don't have vaginas. I hope you know that. Democrats can't answer the question. Brother, you know that Trump was asked that question. He had a hard time answering it in the White House, right? Woman is someone who identifies as a woman. Gender is not the same thing as sex. I'm aware of that. Gender is a social construct. Sex is a biological aspect. Yes, this is why we don't call animals men and women. We call them male and female. Okay, we hold ourselves to a higher standard, humans. That's made up bullshit? No, it's not, SF. Let me ask you, SF. Why do we give baby boys a blue blanket and baby girls a pink blanket? Because girls pee out their butts. Pink used to be boys' color. I'm just trying to use this as an example. I'm not gonna give my daughter a razor to shave her beard. Then how is she gonna shave her beard? You do know that women get facial hair and they have to shave it, right? What the fuck? Women in here. Women, you guys have to shave your facial hair. Or you don't have to, but brother, you do know that they grow facial hair, right? Well, have you ever met a woman? What the fuck? What the fuck? I don't think this guy's ever seen a woman. Surprised you're not at work? Brother, I'm an influencer and a content creator. This is my work. Not working like a true Democrat? Listen, buddy, I wish that everybody was capable of doing what I do, but they're not. It's like, I don't understand why you're fucking mad at me. All the money I make comes from direct donations. Is George Soros paying you to stay at home and spew your propaganda? Now, are you trolling or are you asking that genuinely? Do you genuinely think that there's a chance that I've met with George Soros and George Soros is sending me money to go live on YouTube and say the things that I'm saying? Or are you trolling? Which one is it? You're a bum. Thank you, SF. Appreciate that. Hi, Val. Hello, little dog loony. How are you? So you're not trolling, Google? You actually think that George Soros funds me? You're serious? You don't have to meet with someone to send you money? Okay, so I didn't meet George Soros, but you believe George Soros sends me money? You actually think this? Google says no? Okay, so you were trolling. Okay, good. So you're taking people's money and not sending it to Palestine? Yeah. Yeah. You can't really defend the waste Doge is exposing, obviously. Doge hasn't exposed any waste. They haven't provided a single piece of evidence for any of their claims. They haven't charged one person with fraud. Are you gay? No. He is grifting and he's good at it? Nah, dude, if I wanted to grift, I would grift to the right. You know how much fucking money I would make if I grifted to the right? It'd be so fucking easy. I actually started doing that on TikTok as like, you know, an experiment to show you guys how easy it is to grift to the right. Yeah, if I grifted to the right, I would at least be making fucking buco bread. Bio says historian? Yeah, I am a historian. It's what I am. What is this melody? It's called Appointment. What area of focus? Modern combat. Can you suggest a good movie? Maybe you haven't seen it. Memento. M-E-M-E-N-T-O. Memento. Great movie. Big thinker. You guys have seen Memento, I'm assuming. Some of you have seen Memento, yeah? Great movie. You have a degree? I do. I have a bachelor's degree with a major in history and a minor in political science. You are intellectually dishonest. I know lots of left-wing grifters. So what am I intellectually dishonest about? Time movie? No, it's really about like amnesia. A guy who like doesn't remember the past 15 minutes every like 15 minutes. He keeps on forgetting what happened. It's really good. Then why aren't you employed? Brother, this is what I've done with my degree. I went to acting school and then I got a major in history and a minor in political science. I've combined everything together to create this social media presence that is all about history and political science, trying to use the art of storytelling to bring people over to the left. What's your party? I'm a democratic socialist. You choose an easy degree rather than something technical. No, I like history and I like political science, and I didn't want to study something that I didn't like. Like what you're saying, technical stuff, like engineering. I'm not really a fan of that stuff. And there it is. What do you mean? What is there? It is. Thank you for the $9.99, little Teclooney. Can't be here too long. Thanks for doing what you're doing. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Appreciate that, brother. Calling history an easy degree. I don't think getting any degree is easy. It's not easy to get a degree. What a fucking fascist. Me? Bro, I'm probably like one of the most anti-fascist people you'll ever see. If ICE showed up to send you to El Salvador, would you fight back? Well, you can't fight back against ICE. That'll get you killed. It's a way fucking easy to get a degree. It is not. You have to have a lot of money to go to college. A lot of people take out loans. You got to spend 4 fucking years there. It is not easy to get a degree. So you want to take money out of my pocket and put it in your pockets. Are you a billionaire? Are you a billionaire, Google? How do you want Elon to fact check the Treasury? I don't know what you mean by fact check the Treasury. I've been saying the stupidest ish I can think of for half an hour and you still don't talk to me. How do you choose which imbecile you reply to? I don't have like an algorithm. I just pick one. I just pick something to read, dude. What the fuck? Calm down. Oh, Jesus. As somebody who has a degree, it was not that hard. You show up for part of your day, do some math, write some papers, and that's all there is to it. Brother, there's a lot of money that goes into getting a college degree and a lot of time. And some people don't have that time because they need to go to work to get money because they have to pay the rent. What are you talking about? It is not easy to get. If it was easy to get a college degree, everybody would fucking have one. What are you talking about? You sound wildly elitist right now. You sound incredibly elitist. We gonna get you banned again, bud. Yeah, I know, Favreau. You guys have to suppress any dissent of the Fuhrer. Because sad little fascists get mad when people call the Fuhrer the Fuhrer. But welcome back, Favreau. Dedicated hate watcher. This chat is insane. That's what happens, man. Kamala Harris became president and she had to go overseas to talk to other world leaders. Do you think there's a... Oh, all right, Jack, permaban Google. Permaban Google. He's got a weird fucking obsession with rape. Permaban him. A lot of hate watchers today. Oh, yeah. National Socialist Workers' Parties are the Nazis. Yes, so the National Socialists, that was the Nazi party. They also didn't practice socialism. They practiced fascism, and the first people they rounded up were the socialists. What do libtards always refer to Nazi Germany like they lived it? Well, no, see, I studied Nazi Germany extensively. I wrote my college thesis on the rise of fascism in Germany, the period between World War I and II, and how Germany fell for it. So I know a lot about fascism. The Nazis were socialists. Are the North Koreans democratic? Are the North Koreans democratic? No, but they did practice socialism. No, they didn't. The Nazis didn't practice any socialism. Trump is turning into a third world country? I know. Your party didn't even primary, they just appointed a candidate. I agree. Yeah, no, Kamala Harris was dog shit. The Democrat Party is dog shit. They pushed her through without having a primary. They forced her upon us. Her fucking campaign was horrendous. Yeah, I agree. The Nazi Party beat the Socialist Party? I know, but this is not history that MAGA chuds are capable of consuming. Should Elon take screenshots of the Treasury? What do you want him to do? I want him to provide evidence that there is waste, fraud, and abuse, and that he is cutting waste, fraud, and abuse, rather than just saying that he's cutting waste, fraud, and abuse. And my perfect example of this is this. There's a unicorn right there. I just found a unicorn. Do you believe me? Do you believe me? Prove it, please. You don't need to see the proof. I have a picture, actually, of the unicorn. Here's a picture of the unicorn. You probably think we're going to war in Iran, too, like all libs. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if we do. Trump did recently say that he's blaming any and all attacks from the Houthis on Iran. So that is an escalation. I would not be surprised. Elon sources the Treasury and posts what he needs to find. I don't know how much transparency you need. No, I've seen what he posts. He doesn't post evidence. He just posts like a picture of like the name, like USAID, $2.9 trillion. He doesn't post evidence whatsoever. And we know this because not one person has been charged with fraud. Iran funds the Houthis? I know. So what I'm saying is Trump is saying that any attacks on the Houthis he's going to blame on Iran. That's an escalation. He wants to escalate the conflict against Iran. Won't be boots on the ground. You do know that Trump said with Netanyahu in the White House not 2 days ago that he wants to do a full-scale ground invasion of Gaza and Yemen, right? Like boots on the ground. He said this on video in the White House Oval Office with Benjamin Netanyahu. He said this. Iran supports Houthis and you blame Trump? No, I blame Trump for wanting to put boots on the ground in the Middle East again. For this. Oh my God, Trump said this, Trump said that. Shut the fuck up. Let me ask you, Favre, you like terrorism now? No, I don't support terrorism. But let me ask you guys, because there's a lot of hate watchers in here. There's SF, Favreau, a lot of hate watchers. Do you guys support a full-scale ground invasion, boots on the ground of Gaza and Yemen? Do you support that? Sending our young boys and girls to go fight and die in the Middle East again? Hell no. Nat just became a loyalist. Thank you, Nat. I appreciate that. That ain't happening, bud. Well, he said that in the White House with Benjamin Netanyahu on video 2 days ago. He said this. We got another loyalist, the crazy Conrad. Thank you for becoming a loyalist. I appreciate that. Notice me, senpai. Hello, little brother. If you, RC, if you super chat me $1,000, I'll just end the live stream. You're probably a Mossad agent. Are you serious or are you trolling? Do you actually think I'm a Mossad agent? You think everyone who doesn't agree with you is evil? No, I don't. I think that Republicans are not inherently evil. I think that the people who are still in the MAGA cult, like 22 to 30% of the nation, are actually in a death cult. You look Israeli. So, I don't understand what you mean by that, because I'm fucking German and Italian. I definitely do not look Israeli. Peace out, Nona Cats. Have a good one. Yeah, the Israelis would have bought me 9,000 viewers, not 92 watchers. Whoops. Are you fucking, is that the fucking lyrics to Erica? That's the lyrics to fucking Erica. Pretty neutral. What would your stances change since? Yeah, well, Israel is now committing a genocide on the Palestinians. If you remember the video that you're talking about, I think that was literally on October 8th, back right when the whole thing started. And the video that I was making was, you don't blame the Israelis and you don't blame the Palestinians for the conflict. You blame the fucking British for carving out this land and giving all of the Jewish people Palestinian passports, you know? At the end of the day, if you want somebody to blame for the conflict, you blame the fucking British. Then, now that over 200,000 civilians in Palestine have been murked, yeah, now I blame fucking Israel. Why are you a Marxist, bro? You don't support our democracy. I'm not a Marxist. Balfour Declaration was a catalyst? Exactly. Everything in my opinion, I hate Israel, support Palestine, but I want a two-state solution. Yeah, I think there's multiple different solutions that you could come to, but no matter what solution, you need the end of the genocide in order to come to any conclusion. Trump Gaza. So again, Favreau, or I guess MAGA guys, do you support a ground invasion of Gaza? Because that's what Trump said to Netanyahu. He said he wants to send American troops into Gaza. It's not a genocide, it's a war. No, it is a genocide. Over 200,000 people have been exterminated. People of Palestine love Trump? No, they don't. They hate Trump because they hate America, because America is funding Israel and Israel is dropping bombs on their heads. They don't give a fuck who the president is. Democracy plus socialism? Yeah, I'm a democratic socialist. Yeah. He wants to send soldiers in case they didn't release the hostages. Okay, so you want to send U.S. ground forces to go fight in Gaza. That's what you're saying. You support a ground invasion of Gaza. $10 from Listen Lightly. Love the content, brother. Shorts are hilarious. Keep up the good work. MAGA shall not prevail. Spread the truth. Thank you, Listen Lightly. I appreciate you. For the hostages. So again, Tribe, you support sending U.S. soldiers into Gaza, right? To get hostages. Okay, so I know you're going to keep adding this, but I'm just going to ask you yes or no. Try to answer yes or no. Do you support sending U.S. ground forces into Gaza? For the hostages, yes. Okay, so yeah, you support it. I don't support the United States sending our young boys and girls to go fight and die in the Middle East for the behest of Israel. I don't support that. Call any war where mostly civilians murk and Aggresso clearly started its intention to erase the ops GCDE. Gosh, brother, I don't know what the fuck you just said. I don't know what you just said. I'm sorry. Bro, I'm conscription age. I don't want to be sent to fight for a state halfway across the world. Well, it's not up to you. You got people, these fucking brain-dead MAGA chuds like Favreau in the chat who would love if you got sent to Yemen or Gaza or whatever, simply because Donald Trump tells them to like that. They took American hostages as well. I don't know about that. I don't know if there's Americans who were taken hostage over there. Chris, see my last comment? I'm gonna ban Tribe. You said that he's proud to be a Proud Boy. Oh yeah, no, we don't support terrorists, bro. You can't be a terrorist in here. We should have a Trump youth. He's a good teacher and a dad. Do you agree? So now you're just supporting like the Hitler Youth Program 2.0, Trump Youth Program, and you're saying you're not a fascist? You want to indoctrinate children into supporting Donald Trump? I think children should just be children, you know, do things that kids do, like play. Yeah, well, I know all about Greater Israel. No, Trump says no drugs, no alcohol, but you obviously disagree because look at you. You do know that Trump was addicted to amphetamines for over 15 years, right? Self-admittedly. Is he not still? Well, allegedly he's not. I don't know. He said he does no drugs or alcohol. Yeah, so did Hitler. Hitler said he did no drugs or alcohol, and then we found out that he had a doctor named Theodore Morell who was injecting him with a power injection every day, which is a fucking cocktail of cocaine and Eucadol and methamphetamine and all that bullshit. Trump is a good Christian man. That's the biggest joke I've heard so far, brother. Yeah, him and his fucking 5 wives cheating on his most recent wife in order to go fuck a porn star and then pay her hush money. Yeah, great Christian values. Great Christian values, brother. Theodore Morell. All right, so now this guy's praising Nazis. Jack, permaban little brother. We don't keep Nazis in our chat. You say Harry was a boss for doing that? No. I said Harry was an asshole, but nothing that he did was illegal. People are accusing him of abuse, and all that he did was be a douchebag. Whose coke did they find at the White House? I don't fucking know. Dude, you know how many goddamn people in the White House probably do cocaine? I don't think you understand how recreationally used cocaine is among the wealthy. It's wildly recreational among them. I have seen Hitler tweaking at the Olympics, yes. Fun fact about that, you're probably talking about the 1937 Olympics. Hitler brought, I forgot the name of the woman, but it was one, you know, like there's a Miss America, Miss Brazil, Miss whatever. What was it, Miss Sweden? He brought some Miss whatever from one of those Nordic regions. Maybe it was Miss Norway, right, as his date. And rumors spread that, you know, they had sexual relations. It's like everywhere, coke. Yeah, no, among the wealthy, it's literally like, I would assume that 4 out of 10 people have some in their pocket among, like in Washington, D.C. But Hitler took this woman as a date to the 1937 Olympics. 20 years later, JFK started smuggling that woman into the White House so he could bang her. And then the CIA opened an investigation into her to find out if she was a Nazi spy because JFK and Adolf Hitler were banging the same woman. It's against the law. So you know what, cocaine? Yeah, I know. You probably do coke? No, I used to. I'm actually a recovering addict. This is my sobriety date. I've been sober for almost 10 years. We're gonna hit 10 years in a couple of months. 7/14/15 was the day I overdosed and almost died, and then went to rehab and got clean. You're tweaking right now? You mean off coffee? Yeah. You fried your brain though? No. 10 years but you're young? Yeah, well not everybody had the same fucking childhood. Is that true? Yeah, why the fuck would I get a date tattooed on my ribs, bro? Yes, that's fucking true. So at age 10 you started? No, bro, oh my God. This is when I stopped. I'm 27. 10 years ago I was 17. If we say little brother was just mocking MAGA, Chris will see it. Oh, Jesus. He was trolling? Fuck. All right, Jack, unban little brother, if that's possible, and put him in the corner for 24 hours. Thank you, DJ, for supporting my coffee addiction. I appreciate that. It's the birth date of his gay lover. Dude, look how desperate you are now to try and trigger me. This is my sobriety date, brother. And also, if that was their birthday, it would mean they're 10 years old. Unhidden. Little brother, no more. No more fucking around. You're getting put in the corner for 24 hours so you can learn your lesson, but you're not getting permabanned. Ban Jussie Smollett's noose. We don't deal with racists and anti-Semites. Again, Favreau, like, this is something that I see among right-wingers. You guys bring up cuckery a lot. It's a lot of projection. Out of nowhere, you bring up cuckery. Why is that on your brain so much? A real socialist would ban me for disagreeing. No, that's what fascism is. The silencing of dissent. That's what fascism is, dude. Oh, dear God. I'm not coming to the DPRK, Kim. It's not happening. But thank you for being a fan, Marshal Kim Jong-un. America or Trump? America. Because you are one, brother. Your girlfriend's boyfriends love you, but let you watch, so it's all good. Yeah, dude, you're weirdly obsessed with cucking. I can probably guess what your most searched term on the hub is. Isn't fascism the merging of state and corporations? That's part of it. There are 14 keys to fascism. That is one of them, yes. Just love how all you lefties think you're right. You think you're above the rest of us. We are above you. I can ask you a simple question. Do you think that women who get abortions should be thrown in prison? Vale Drachma with the $5. I wish more people had your fire. Keep up the fight, brother. Thank you, brother. Do you believe that women who get abortions should be thrown in prison? Yes? Yeah, I'm above you, dude. I'm intellectually superior to you. Fascism and communism both make the state all-powerful. I want very limited government. Okay.
I don't. I want the government to work for me. I want the government to use my tax dollars to make my life better. That should be thrown in prison. Yeah, you guys are advocating for something called regressive policies. That is the decline of a society. We have progressed, right? That's why women have access to abortions. You guys are advocating for society to regress. I could take it a step further. Would you like me to take it one step further? In states like North Carolina, murderers can be charged with the death penalty. So, do you believe that women who get abortions in North Carolina should be charged with the death penalty? Milky, do you believe that women who get abortions in North Carolina should be charged with the death penalty? No, it's not that simple. See? Now we get complex. How about this, Favreau? When you eat an egg, are you eating a chicken? Yes, why not? I'm for a total abortion ban. All right, Jack, ban Milky. He's advocating for the death of women. Just ban Milky. A perma-ban. Bye, Milky. It's a fertilized egg, yes. Okay, so you're saying that, like, for example, you're on a farm, chicken lays an egg. You grab that egg, crack it open, fry it up, and eat it. Did you just eat a chicken or an egg? You are meta. If I was in New York, I think we could be pals. Thank you, Jacob. I appreciate that. You are like the Nazis, you dehumanizing people. This is how the Holocaust starts. Yeah, no, Donald Trump is like the Nazis. He's literally dehumanizing people. An unfertilized egg. No, I'm talking about a fertilized egg. Chicken lays a fertilized egg, right? A hen lays a fertilized egg. You take that and you crack it open, cook it up, and eat it. Did you eat an egg or did you eat a chicken? Such a ridiculous comparison? No, it's a pretty easy comparison. Fetus does not mean little human in Latin. You heard Charlie Kirk say that on, what, Jubilee? And he was wrong. You can go and type it into Google Translate right now. Chickens aren't humans, bro. I know. So when you eat an egg, a fertilized chicken egg, are you eating an egg or a chicken? It's an incredibly simple question. When you eat a fertilized chicken egg, are you eating an egg or a chicken? Really, Favreau? You're eating a chicken? Really? You're gonna dig your heels in and die on that hill? That eating eggs is the same as eating chicken? You don't eat fertilized chicken eggs? I know, but you can. You absolutely can. Or I have another question for you, Favreau. I have a question for you. Or I guess for anybody who's like pro-forced birth. If you were in a burning hospital, right? Child ward. And this is a hypothetical. And you had to escape, right? And you had to grab one thing. And it was either a newborn baby or a petri dish full of 500 fertilized eggs. And you can only grab one. Which one are you going to grab? The human newborn baby or the 500 fertilized eggs in the petri dish? Which one do you save? 500 eggs, more potential life. So you're just going to allow that newborn baby to like burn to death? That's... Really? Seriously? No, I'll save both. No, in this hypothetical, Favreau, you have to pick one. This is a hypothetical. You have to pick one. Which one do you carry? Which one do you grab? The baby because it has a higher chance of surviving. I choose the baby because the baby is, alive and is going to be able to feel the pain, and it probably has parents out there who are going to grieve the loss. And if those 500 eggs burn and pop, no one is going to feel the loss. No one's going to feel any pain. No one's going to have a funeral. The baby, I guess I couldn't look the mother in the eye after that. Okay, good, Favreau. So doesn't that mean that that baby and those fertilized eggs are two different things in your brain? That this is a newborn baby and these are fertilized eggs. They're not the same thing, right? They're not the same thing. Who are you? Elevator pitch me. Hi, how are you? I'm Chris Valenti. I studied history and political science. I also went to acting school. I love the art of storytelling, and I'm a democratic socialist. I believe that because I am a straight white male and we live in today's climate, it is important for me to use my voice to try and advocate for the most marginalized people in our society and try to get young people to understand that their tax dollars should be used to boost the infrastructure of their cities and make social safety nets that make everyone's lives better. Instead, we live in a system where most of your tax dollars go into the military-industrial complex to make a bomb that we sell to Israel that goes and kills a brown kid. So I advocate for democratic socialism, and I try to get young people to understand exactly what that is. It's different when it's in the woman's womb. It has potential for life. Dude, fertilized eggs have potential for life. We have IVF now. Like, Favreau, it's no different when those fertilized eggs, because of modern science, can still be fertile, can still end up becoming life. Go live in China? Why would I mean, I would love to live in China. China's fucking beautiful, but why would I go to China? I'm Christian, so I don't believe in IVF. Dude, Trump believes in IVF. Trump calls himself the fertilization president. He's a huge IVF guy. Pro-life or pro-abortion? No, that's not how it works. You're either pro-choice or pro-forced birth. There's no such thing as pro-life. You're just either pro-choice or pro-forcing women to give birth. That's it. Nah, he doesn't. No, Trump is a huge IVF guy. Even there's some MAGA people in here who will be able to tell you this. Trump is a huge IVF guy. Yeah, Trump calls himself the father of IVF. Just recently, he said that he is a fertilization president. Japan on the tariff situation? They're dog shit. His tariffs are dog shit. He's pulling us into a massive trade war with China. Oh. You earned a sub? Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. I'm gonna turn on the AC. It's fucking hot in here. We didn't beat the Soviets through cooperation. It's true. Say one good thing about the right. I can't think of anything. You want to live in China, bro? Your opinion doesn't matter. You want to live under Mao, like bro's an actual Chinese spy? You think Mao is still alive? You think Mao Zedong is still alive? Okay, I'm never reading one of your messages again, bro. You are actually the stupidest person I've ever conversed with. You're a fucking idiot, dude. What was the underlying reason for the tariffs? Oh, he wants to increase the price of consumer goods. That way they can use all of that money to fund the $3 trillion tax plan where they're lowering the taxes of the 1% to 0%. That's the whole point. Favreau, unfortunately, I'm not going to be interacting with you. Now that I know how stupid you are, there's no point. There's no point, dude. You just thought that Mao was alive. There's no point. Tariffs are about buying American? Yeah, we don't have American manufacturers in this country. Awesome, Lodell. That's great. I'll check out your music. I love Tesla. Can't find anything good about the right or the left who are intellectually dishonest ideologue. Can you just tell me one thing about the right that you think I would consider good? Because I cannot come up with one conservative policy that I agree with. I can't think of one. I'm sorry. Everything's computer. iPhones that cost $3,500 if manufactured in the U.S. You can't manufacture iPhones in the U.S. We don't have the raw materials. You still have to import the goods from other nations. ID voting requirements? Oh, because the SAVE Act just passed? It's just a way to restrict the amount of voters. Many people don't have passports. Many people don't have the money for a passport. Hey, pal, debate me right now. You can't bring guests up on YouTube like that. This isn't TikTok. United States can manufacture anything. We can get to the moon. We can do anything. So the only reason why we got to the moon is because of the Nazi scientists that got us to the moon, okay? That's it. The space race was a race between whether the Americans or the Russians had better Nazis. That was it. Bro, scared of me? Brother, I literally cannot bring guests up. What are you talking about? Like, that's not how YouTube works. I would have to get a third-party app to do that, like a Zoom call. You want to bolster American manufacturing, you would work with our allies, trade partners, diplomatically. You wouldn't start a trade war with dumbass tariffs. I know. That is a myopic viewpoint. I don't know what myopic means. Are you pro or anti-free trade? Free trade doesn't exist. It has never existed once. We've always had regulation on the market. And for fair trade, I'm just going to say this, watch the Daily Wire. We have people actively advocating to watch the Daily Wire, dude. Nobody can save you. You are spoon-feeding yourself propaganda. Myopic means short-sighted. Oh, okay. Thank you. Get red-pilled, buddy. Thank me later. No, see, I was stupid like you when I was a kid. I used to watch Steven Crowder and Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro, and then I grew up and realized that those people are riddled with hatred, and their entire operation is run off of hatred. You like to spoon-feed propaganda as long as it's left-wing? I don't even think you know what propaganda is, my guy. Ben Shabibo. We've got a Hasanabi head in the chat. How you doing, Mitchell? Fellow Hasanabi head. Chinese manufacturing ecosystem has been developed for 30 plus years. It is a marvel of modern ingenuity and incredible sophistication. Trump thinks you can just onshore that. It makes no sense. Yeah, I know. The Trump regime and his stupid MAGA chud followers don't understand that it would take decades to create the manufacturing in the US that they have in China. Decades. I'm 25 right now. I'm grown. I see the truth. No, bro, you are literally in a fucking cult. You watch Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder, fucking probably Candace Owens. Brother, like, nobody can save you at this point. Alex Jones is 90% correct most of the time. Oh my God. Oh my God. We're cooked. We're so cooked. Tucker Carlson too. You're in a cult. You think the state can solve society's problems. No, I think that my tax dollars should be going into programs that boost the infrastructure of my city and create social programs. Think we have the same vape? Wouldn't be surprised. I don't want communist slavery. Me neither. I'm not a communist. I'm a democratic socialist. But you don't know the difference between those two. That's the failure of the American education system. It's not your fault. Yeah, I don't want any slavery. Oh, high-speed rail across the entire nation would be great. I'm all for infrastructure spending, but that's not really what they spend tax dollars on. Yeah, I know. That's why I support democratic socialists who actually want our tax dollars to go into social programs and infrastructure plans. That's it. Ban and for being pro-slavery. Perma-ban. Jack. Ban and. Excuse me. Where is he? Scroll up. His name is And. Elon was correct for investigating fraudulent spending with USA taxes. Who is Elon charged with fraud? Name one person Elon Musk is charged with fraud. This guy looks like a commie for sure. You can't look like a communist. That is a political ideology, you stupid bastard. What are some good talking points to get my brother-in-law out of the Trump cult? Oh, you can just ask him if he supports deporting U.S. citizens. Yeah, this is a good topic to shift to for all the MAGA chuds in here. Do you guys support deporting U.S. citizens? Nah, never. Well, the Trump administration does. Caroline Leavitt said that yesterday, dude. Trump ain't said that? Do you want the video of it? Do you not believe me? Do you want me to pull up the video? Trump ain't, yes, he did. He did say that. And I'm gonna show you, but I'm gonna predict how you're gonna move the goalpost preemptively, okay? You're gonna say, well, they're violent criminals, so I don't really care. That's my prediction. That's my prediction for what you're going to say, okay? So, do you guys support deporting U.S. citizens? Hell no. Marcus, if I can prove to you that the Trump... Or let me ask you a second question. Would you support an administration that advocates for deporting U.S. citizens? Would you still support an administration that advocates for deporting U.S. citizens? Okay, so Marcus, if I can prove to you that the Trump administration wants to deport U.S. citizens, will you stop supporting the Trump administration? If I can prove that? Also, Marcus, I'm not a liberal. Marcus, if I can prove to you that the Trump administration wants to deport U.S. citizens, will you stop supporting him? I'll see for myself, bud. All right. Okay. Before we play this, let me ask one more question. Does the White House press secretary represent the White House? Yes or no? Yes? Good. Here we go.
So the president has discussed this idea quite a few times publicly. He's also discussed it privately. You're referring to the president's idea for American citizens to potentially be deported. These would be heinous, violent criminals who have broken our nation's laws repeatedly. And these are violent, repeat offenders in American streets. The president has said, if it's legal, right? If there is a legal pathway to do that, he's not sure. We are not sure if there is. It's an idea that he has simply floated and has discussed very publicly as in the effort of transparency. Reagan.
There we go. So, the Trump administration supports deporting U.S. citizens. Now, watch as they move the goalpost into saying, well, they're violent criminals, so it's okay. They're violent criminals, so it's totally fine. Deport them. Keyword is if it's legal. It's not legal. It's a direct violation of the 8th Amendment. You want them here? Yes, in prison, here in the United States. That's the judicial system that we have. Somebody commits a crime, they're a U.S. citizen, you charge them, you throw them in prison. So, again, Marcus, you said earlier, or maybe it was Favreau, one of you orange guys said earlier that you would not support an administration that wants to deport U.S. citizens. Now that you see that the Trump administration wants to deport U.S. citizens, watch as you defend this, because you're in a cult. If Trump says it, it has to be okay to you. Not born here? No, they are born here. These are U.S. citizens who are born here. It was Marcus. Okay, so Marcus, do you support this now? I'm a free thinker. So Marcus, do you support that? Deporting U.S. citizens? You took it out of context to make a point. Really? Did you not just watch the same thing I just watched? So, yes or no, Marcus, do you support deporting U.S. citizens? She said it's legal. It's not legal. It's unconstitutional. No, I don't. I don't have to support Trump all the time. But you did say, because I asked you a second question, I said, would you support an administration that wants to deport U.S. citizens? And then you said no. But now that it's the Trump administration, now you're saying I don't have to support everything he does. Maybe you're in a cult. Maybe you're in a cult. That was easy. She never said to break the law and do it. There is no way to deport a U.S. citizen without breaking the law. It's a violation of the 8th Amendment. We could amend the 8th Amendment, so. Okay, so you just want to rewrite the Constitution so that we can deport U.S. citizens? You want to amend the 8th Amendment? Cruel and unusual punishment? If it was legal, I would support it. It's not legal. Like, guys, you're saying that something that is illegal right now, you would like to make legal so that you can support it and still say that you believe in law and order. It's illegal. So why do you support it? It's illegal. Get them out of here. You want to deport U.S. citizens? What is your argument for deporting U.S. citizens? What, can you give me an argument? You're still taking it out of context. No one said do it if it's illegal. She said if it's legal. It is not legal. Brother, Ed Z, it's not legal at all. In any way, shape, or form. It's just not legal. They're very bad criminal thugs. Yes, they are, and they should be in prison, in American prisons. This is the system that we have, bro. They are U.S. citizens, they violated the law, they go to a fucking prison in the U.S. What? Give me a reasonable excuse for deporting U.S. citizens. Give me one. Please, just one. Send it to El Salvador where they belong. I want them around our women and kids. Okay, so you just want to deport all U.S. criminals to El Salvador? If you commit a crime in the United States, you want all criminals to just be deported. So why do we even have prisons? Should we just dismantle the prisons and just deport all of our criminals? Is this like actually your belief? Very bad ones, not all of them. Okay, so even so, you are advocating to deport U.S. citizens, Marcus. I don't care whether they are very bad criminals or not. For example, we have serial killers in this nation. We don't deport them. We give them life sentences and put them in a fucking prison. What is wrong with that? Why do you want to deport those people instead of the system we've had in place for nearly 300 years? Tells Haran to force someone to take an experimental jab, but here we are. There was never anybody forcing you to get the vaccine. You still didn't have to get the vaccine. There's plenty of people who didn't get the vaccine. It's not the same. Oh, jeez. Did we put the 9/11 terrorists in prison? No, they died because they were in the planes. So, again, I'm going to ask you, Marcus, why should we turn back on what we've been doing for the past 300 years, which is when you're a U.S. citizen and you commit a crime, you go to a U.S. prison. Why isn't that good enough for you, Marcus? We need change, don't we, Chris? We do. So stop moving the goalposts and please answer my question. What is wrong with putting criminals in the U.S. citizens who commit crimes in U.S. prisons? Why is that not good enough for you? And why do you want to ship them to a concentration camp in El Salvador? Give me one American citizen that he's deported. He hasn't yet, but we just played a video of him saying that he's floating around the idea of deporting U.S. citizens. We just played the video. You might have been here late. You might have gotten here afterwards. I thought there was one guy. No, that wasn't a U.S. citizen. That was a permanent legal U.S. resident. The Supreme Court just ruled 9-0 that the Trump administration has to bring him home. That is not a U.S. citizen. That is a permanent legal U.S. resident. Isn't that the guy from Maryland? Yes, I don't believe he's a U.S. citizen. I believe he's a permanent legal resident. Can you explain the difference, please? Yeah, sure. You can come to the United States, you can get a green card, you can file all the paperwork, and you could be this close to being a U.S. citizen, but you are not. You could still become a U.S. citizen, but you are a permanent legal resident. There are things like the Venezuelans. During the Trump administration, Trump passed some executive order welcoming Venezuelans into the U.S. with temporary legal status. He did the same thing with Haitians. These people are not U.S. citizens, but they are temporarily legal residents waiting for their court date to become U.S. citizens. Yes, they're not undocumented immigrants. They are here legally. Committing treason is justified? Well, I mean, Pete Hegseth literally committed treason by leaking that group chat. That's a violation of OPSEC. So it's just an in-between period for the courts to process everything, or is there anything more to it than that? No, it's literally an in-between period. That's exactly what it is. They're essentially in limbo. They're not undocumented, they're not citizens, but they are here legally. You would probably support the Brits in the American Civil War. No. What the fuck? Is that supposed to be like a shit talk? Are you? Is that the best you got? Come on. Come on, dude. I'm saying that's the law. If you commit treason, you lose citizenship. Yeah, none of those like Venezuelans committed treason. Brother, what the fuck are you talking about? Who the fuck committed treason? What are you talking about? You're a traitor? Me? Why am I a traitor, Marcus? Tell me, why am I a traitor? Second one guy because he's bad at arguments and you won't actually answer. Who has been deported to a different jail? Brother, I just answered you, David. Are you deaf? I just answered you. We haven't deported any U.S. citizens, but the Trump administration just said on video that they would support deporting U.S. citizens. We played the video. You support the CCP? I do not. And you don't supper Trump the president that is literally making America great again, you're a traitor. Okay, so according to you, dude, that's fascism. You are unironically advocating for fascism. You're saying that anybody who doesn't support the supreme leader is a traitor to the nation. That's fascism. Thank you for proving my point. You're the fascist commie. I expect nothing less. The fact that you were capable of saying the fascist commie proves my point indefinitely. You are literally brain dead. A fascist communist. That one gets a clap. That one gets a clap. Yeah, new political party just dropped. The wet dries. New political party just dropped. The scalding hot ice. New political party just dropped. The PlayStation Xbox. New political party just dropped. The liberal conservatives. Fascism and communism are like oil and water. That's too complex for these fucking people. They don't even know what oil and water means. The Nazis were communists. We got the second stupidest comment award, and both of them are from the same fucking guy. The Nazis were the Nazis were communists. Incredible. Incredible. We're fucking cooked. The American education system has failed. I think it might be opposite day for MAGA. The Nazis were communists, and question: were the Soviets the fascists? The Soviets weren't communist, according to you, Marcus. Were the Soviets communist? If you know your history, you know there's such thing as a Democratic Republican. That's a real thing. Well, all Republicans, or most Republicans, are Democratic. They still believe in democracy. The Soviets were fascists and communists. Third dumbest comment award. Same fucking guy. Do you agree with abolishing the Department of Education? Fuck no. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much did you enjoy your molestations growing up? You seem like you miss it. That's gotta be the strangest comment I've ever read. I'd probably give it a 0. I did not enjoy my molestations growing up. But granted, you probably think the molestation of children is a funny thing because you're in MAGA. Do you feel bad for Elon for the terrorism going on? No, but I don't support violence in any way. So is the whole DNC fascist? You're a traitor to your nation, Trump 2028. Copy that, brother. Yeah, I guess the Soviets were fascist communists. If Elon needed something, I'd do it, no questions asked. Well, while you're down there, make sure you zip me up. Do you believe in Jesus? I mean, I believe he existed, and I believe he did all the things he said that they said that he did in the Bible. I just don't believe that he was the only like magic man to have ever existed. Steven is a beta male. Bob, why are we role-playing as wolves? Are you the alpha? He's the beta? Because I'll come up with a new one. I'm the turbo. I'm a turbo male. I'm above you now. Ow! Why are we role-playing as wolves? And also, wolves don't even practice this whole pack ideology with alphas and betas that you're talking about. That's not how wolves even operate. Tattoos make you a beta? Yes, they do. No, wolves do not operate as alphas and betas and whatnot. That was completely made up. You can research this. It's bullshit. But again, why are you role-playing as a wolf? Oh! I'm the turbo wolf, brother. I am higher than the alpha. That makes you the new beta. Yes, they do. I'm a biologist. A, you're not a biologist. And B, if you were a biologist, you would know that wolves do not operate in that sort of pack ideology. You don't know history. Yes, there is a very power scale. You're the beta and the Bob are the alpha males. You're just gonna be a beta all your life. Dude, that is so embarrassing. I couldn't fucking imagine typing that out. Holy ever-loving fuck. If you ever wanted to see what an incel looks like, or not looks like because you can't see their faces, these are incels, by far. Sorry, I've been with a woman before. What's alpha, beta male? There are these weird ass like incels who roleplay as wolves and say that there are alpha males and beta males, and that the alpha males, oh, and then there's also sigma males who operate outside of the guidelines. So like the alphas are like the chads, and the betas are like the weak, estrogen-riddled men, and that he's the alpha and you're the beta. But then there's the sigma. The sigma's like the lone wolf, operates outside of the pack, you know? It's, listen, no shame to my LGBTQ members, but it is the gayest shit I've ever fucking seen. It is so gay, dude. Don't worry, I'll pull up to you in my Lamborghini with my yacht in the back, beta Soylent drinker. See what I mean? These are like, that's like the type of shit you expect like a 14-year-old to say. Think you get up 31? That's embarrassing. You get a pass to call stuff gay, Chris? Well, I only call gay stuff gay if it's gay. Like, I don't use gay as a substitute for bad, you know? Like, if a guy stops at a red light, I don't go, oh, that's gay. No, like, if you're doing something that's gay, like calling Donald Trump daddy, that's gay. That's gay, dude. You're the definition of gay. No, so gay would be homosexual. Oh. Oh, sorry, stopping at a green light. My bad. We hawked down. Stopping at a green light. You for sure have some wild chats, Chris. Well, this is what happens, bro. When you proudly stand against the Fuhrer, his little rats come out and go, stop making fun of the Fuhrer! Stop it! Ah! One last cup of coffee. Check this guy's hard drive. Every accusation is a confession with these fucking people. Same guy who's bringing up pedophilia and cuckery out of nowhere. Again, if you're here a lot, you've seen this multiple times. MAGA comes in here and randomly brings up pedophilia and cuckery. Every accusation is a fucking confession. This is an Antifa channel? What? I'm a democratic socialist. I don't like fascism. If you mean Antifa as in the word anti-fascist, yes, I'm anti-fascist. Bro, wear your furry suit? Dude, you're the one who's role-playing as a wolf. Why would I wear my furry suit when you're the one who literally just said that you like to role-play as a wolf? Was my grandpa Antifa when he parachuted into the back of Normandy Beach? Yes. Every American soldier who fought in World War II against the Germans was anti-fascist. America is inherently anti-fascist. You can't be American and pro-fascist. They are antithetical. Let's see how this goes in person then, Chris. What do you say? Notice how triggered you've gotten to the point where you want to physically fight a YouTuber. Brother, you're like a fucking keyboard warrior. You are the epitome of a snowflake. You've gotten to the point where you're like, meet up with me and fight me IRL because you have a differing political ideology than me. Brother, that is the weakest mindset I've ever fucking heard. I disagree with you politically, and yet still, I don't wish you any harm. I hope you get free healthcare. I hope you get free college. I hope your life gets better. That's the difference between our intellect. Thanks, Max. Appreciate that. I live in New York too. I'm close, Chris. See my point, brother? You're so fucking triggered that you want to fight me. That's a very weak man right there, I can tell you that much. I could tell you're a liberal as soon as I saw your beta face. I'm not a liberal. But again, we got another person bringing up beta, role-playing as a fucking wolf. Ow! Guys, every time somebody brings up alphas, betas, and sigmas, I want ows in the chat. I want ows in the chat. You are a communist. I am not a communist, and Max, you don't know what communism is. Please tell us what communism is. Actually, I have my house in New York, but my other big houses across the nation. Oh, okay, so you're an elitist or something? I see the tattoo on your shoulder. Ow! You took 20 COVID boosters? I took 40. What's the difference between a liberal and a democratic socialist? A liberal just wants to maintain the status quo, neoliberalism across the fucking planet. Democratic socialists such as myself wants complete overhaul of the American economic system. I believe that our tax dollars should be going into systems that boost the infrastructures of our cities and create social safety nets for the most marginalized members of our communities. That's it. Tariffs are inherently a communist policy. That's not true. Trying to be alpha to get rid of red-pilled beta. Ow! We've got another role player as a wolf. Ow! Let me guess, beta males who smoke pot. Ow! We've got another fucking wolf role player. Ow! All commies are betas. We got another one. Weenie wants to get on it now too. Ow! We got another wolf role player. Oh, we got another one. Ow! We got another one. What is a woman? You tell me, Bob. You tell me. What is a woman? You tell me, Bobby. I'm a biologist, so I know, but don't. No, just, why don't you tell me? If you're a biologist, tell me. What is a woman? Please tell me. You're good at this, Chris. Why don't we see how this goes in person? You would be on the ground in like 2 seconds. Again, Marcus, triggered snowflake keyboard warrior. Notice how triggered you've gotten to the point where you want to physically assault me because I have a differing political ideology as you. That is the definition of fascism. You want to use violence in order to suppress your political opponents. You don't know what fascism is, yet you are one. That makes you both stupid and hateful. Hell no, I'm not a bot. So, Bob, you can't tell me what a woman is? You can't tell me what a woman is, Bob? Bobby. Bobby. Come on, Bobby. Woman has a vagina at birth. No, there are plenty of women who are born without a vagina. That's real. There are also plenty of intersex people who are born with both a vagina and a penis. I'm a martial artist. It's not hard for me. Yeah, just so you, I mean, I know this has nothing to do with anything, but I am also a black belt in Taekwondo. I know that fucking means nothing, and you won't believe me because I'm a liberal, Marxist, Leninist, communist, Soviet spy, Chinese spy. So everything I say is a lie. I'm a biologist, bud. Been through more trials than you can imagine. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Trials and tribulations, brother. Hell yeah. If you believe there are more than two genders, you're delusional. Joel, what is a gender? What is a gender? I'm drunk and on vacation, that's why. Oh yeah, perfect, yeah. That's a great explanation. Very convenient. You're on vacation and you're doing this. You're in my fucking YouTube stream hate chatting, and you're on vacation. This is what you're doing on your vacation. That's incredibly pathetic. I've been there so much in my life, you ain't know what I've been through. That's why I voted for Trump. Cool, brother. Cool. No one asked. Trump has helped me. He's like a father figure. There it is. Now I get it. You didn't have a father figure growing up, so you turned to Trump. Listen, you're not alone. There's plenty of young men who did the same exact thing. There are two biological sexes. If you're talking about what you call pseudo-hermaphrodites, that's just people, God damn it, that's just people that have a little bit of both. They still do qualify as a third gender for sex. Yeah, there's only two biological sexes. No transgender person has ever disagreed with that. Nobody's ever said that there's more than two biological sexes. Same, Marcus. My dad was all right, but he was always hitting mom. So why did you guys turn to Trump? Now you're insulting my veteran dad, typical lib. Brother, you just said that Trump was a father figure for you, so I was assuming that you didn't have a father figure around. That's a safe assumption to make. If you're looking for a father figure, it usually means that the father figure in your life either wasn't there or was a bad father figure. That's just like common sense. That's just what common sense is. He died when I was 5. Sorry for your loss, brother. My father was a veteran too. Served in Vietnam. He died when I was 20. Trump harassed and abused women. That's worse than your dad. Yeah, I know. Trump is a terrible fucking father figure. Pa would always say, never let a liberal take your rights, Bobby. Okay, you're trolling. You're trolling. Yeah, Trump also said that he would date his own daughter, so that's fucking weird. Barron is a great kid. I'm sure he is. I know a couple of people who go to school with him in what is it, NYU? NYU, right? Yeah, NYU. Thank you, Dr. Soyuz. Appreciate that. Trump is an amazing father figure. All his children are successful and smart. What about when Trump hired a porn star to cheat on his wife and then paid her hush money? What about when Trump raped E. Jean Carroll? He was literally, he was held accountable for rape. He never raped her? Well, according to the courts, he did. He was like, they went through a court process. He was held liable for rape. You actually believe that? Yeah, I believe the court system. Yeah, he was held liable for rape. Here we go, he didn't rape her? Well, he did. According to the court system, he was held liable for rape. Yeah, he did. How much do you know about Barron? I know about what it's like in school for him. I know how it works. Barron goes into one room. He goes into one room at NYU and he stays in that room and he has constant protection. And the classes he takes all come to that room. The students, the teachers, he does not leave that room. He spends the whole school day in that room and his curriculum is worked around that room. That's all I really know. The court system is not God, brother. Yeah, I know. The court system charged him with rape, or found him liable to have raped E. Jean Carroll. You think he raped? No, I don't think that. The court system does. The court system found him liable for rape. There's nothing to do with my opinion. You'd be tongue up on Stormy? Absolutely, I fucking would, yes. Doesn't mean he did it, though? Yes, it does. The court system found him liable for rape. That means he raped her. Facts don't care about your feelings. He said she wasn't even his type. Explain that. Oh my God. You're disabled. I didn't know you were disabled. My apologies. I didn't mean to bully somebody who's mentally disabled. Conor McGregor was lied about, so was Trump. No, Conor McGregor's a rapist. He's charged with rape. So you think Kyle Rittenhouse is innocent? What? Sorry, what? Sorry. What? You know how many people have been found guilty of crimes they haven't committed? Yeah, it's a lot. Kyle was a good man. Yeah, I love how you guys praise a guy who went out of his way to drive to a different state and go kill 2 black people. Never happened? Well, no, that did happen. And you guys praise him for it. That's the whole reason why he's like famous now. You guys praise him for that. It's not like you guys pretend he didn't do that. You guys say that he did that, but it was a good thing. That's what you say. It's not like he didn't do that. He did drive across state lines and kill 2 black people. That's exactly what he did. Are you saying he didn't do that? They were white? I'm pretty sure they were black. Maybe I'm wrong. But court found him innocent and courts aren't wrong. Yeah, no, he didn't. I didn't say that he committed anything illegal. I said that he killed 2 people. He killed 2 people. Whether he was found liable for murder or not doesn't matter. He drove across state lines and killed 2 people. They were very white. My apologies. My apologies. That's illegal? Well, he did that. That's why he's famous. That's why Kyle Rittenhouse is famous. Marcus, you could look this up. That's the whole reason you know his name. There was a very long court case over this. A very long court case. No. Okay, agree to disagree. No, you can't disagree on this. He drove across state lines and killed 2 people. That's facts. Facts don't care about your feelings. He's very famous because he defended himself. You can't disagree on this. He drove across state lines and killed 2 people. Why did he do that? Did they attack him? He came out of the car with an assault rifle, and a group of people tried to take the gun away from him. And then he got pushed onto his back, and he fucking shot 2 of them. Dude, you could do more research into this. The whole court case, this was a huge part of American society for a full fucking year, dude. Open carry, brother. I know, but the thing is, he was from a different state, and he got his gun, got in his car, drove across state lines, went to this BLM rally. That, his whole intent was to kill. That was the whole point. But again, it doesn't matter. The fucking courts already dealt with this. The kid was found innocent. The kid is now a right-wing pundit. He's very famous now. My opinion on it doesn't fucking matter. Your opinion on it doesn't fucking matter. He went across state lines and killed 2 people, and the courts found him not liable for murder. That is just... That's what happened. That is what happened. One guy shot up, pulled a gun first. That's a complete lie. You think he killed 2 black guys? Yeah, no, my bad. He killed 2 white guys. Whoops. If it called for it, would you go fight for the U.S.? Not if it's overseas. If a foreign nation tries to invade my nation, absolutely, I'm down for the funk. But I'm not going overseas to go fight for fucking Israel. Let me guess, you think Carmelo Anthony is innocent too? Isn't that a basketball player? What the fuck did Carmelo Anthony do? One thing I find strange, Trump hasn't pardoned himself yet for the crimes he's been charged with. He doesn't need to pardon himself. The president can't be held liable for crimes that they commit. The Supreme Court ruled that. Oh. He had the right to defend himself, but you're against the Second Amendment. No, I'm a gun owner. I firmly support the Second Amendment. Great news, we have plenty of invaders here for you to fight. No, I mean a real invasion, not like what you're talking about, not undocumented immigrants crossing the southern border. I'm talking about an actual invasion. Nerf guns don't count? No, I'm an actual registered gun owner. I firmly believe in the Second Amendment. You're hearing it from the horse's mouth. If you just say, like, no, you don't, that you're in a cult, dude. It means that you don't care about what I have to say. You just have these preconceived notions of what my beliefs are, and there's nothing I can say to tell you what my beliefs are because you have this weird, hypothetical, imaginary belief system of what I believe. I'm not a liberal, Joel. This is what I mean. You guys come in here with preconceived notions, and you're like, this guy's a liberal, this guy's a fucking radical Marxist, communist, Lenin. Like, you can just ask me what I believe in, and I'll tell you. Airsoft pistols aren't real guns, bud. I know. I own a real firearm. Do you support Ukraine? Yes. Marcus, you do know that the Second Amendment applies to everybody. It doesn't matter whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. You still have the Second Amendment, right? What do you own if you don't mind sharing? I do mind sharing, and I will never let anybody know what gat I got. You got to keep that element of surprise. Wasn't even an assault rifle. You don't know anything about guns? I know a lot about guns, but I don't know exactly what fucking rifle Kyle Rittenhouse brought. It kind of looked like an assault rifle. I assumed it was. Still waiting for you to buy me an M1911A1. I ain't buying you no fucking M1911. I would not trust you with a gun. You're bipolar. You don't know what bipolar is, and I do not have BPD, which I'm sure you don't even know what BPD is. Like, because you do know bipolar disorder is an actual diagnosis. I don't have BPD. There's no such thing as an assault rifle. Yes, there is. The entire United States Army disagrees with you. The U.S. Army classifies an assault rifle as a firearm that is effective at up to, 300 yards or something like that. It uses a detachable box magazine and a, what type of fucking cartridge? Somebody tell me what type of fucking cartridge. Yes, typically it has a select fire switch. It can go fully automatic, and it uses a, some specific type of fucking cartridge. I forgot. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be 5.56. Quick release cartridge? That might be it. I don't know. But assault rifles do absolutely exist. Thank you for the $5, Egghead Show. Will the cult of MAGA ever end, or will it continue after Trump? It will continue after Trump. Just because Trump is gone doesn't mean that MAGA's gone. Did you vote for Biden in 2020? Yeah. But the A in AR doesn't stand for assault. Yeah, I know. It stands for Armalite Rifle. AR-15s are not assault rifles. Are all firearms assault weapons? No. I am the shit butt man. Nice. Also, I'm going to end the stream soon. I got to go. You guys got like 5 minutes. Everyone start chanting MAGA forever. Not a cult, right? We're not in a cult. Now, everybody, all together, start chanting MAGA forever. MAGA forever. MAGA forever. That's the cringiest shit I've ever fucking read. Totally not a cult. Not a cult. Not a cult. Not a cult. Guys, you will get banned for spamming. You can't spam in here. You could say whatever you want. You could bully me. You could do whatever you want. But if you start spamming the same messages over and over again, my mods are going to fucking ban you. You have no viewers, you need us? I need you for shit, brother. Go look at my videos, see how many views I get. As soon as I post this full, it's gonna get far more views. Ha ha ha, crybaby. Yeah, I'm sobbing. What do you do for fun? Play video games. Intermediate. Thank you, Steven. An intermediate cartridge. Only Democrat I like. Respect, man. Thanks, XTX. Appreciate that. I have to shit so fucking badly right now. You guys have 60 seconds, and then I gotta go. 60 seconds. What do you play? I play a lot of Hell Let Loose, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Toy Soldiers, Chivalry, Call of Duty World at War. You guys got 30 seconds. 30 seconds. You need us! I don't need anybody. Libtard. Again, Marcus, I'm not a liberal. ACS looks mid. I mean, yeah, it's pretty mid. Chris sucks at Toy Soldiers. Jack, ban Jack Wolf. Permaban. Jack, ban Jack Wolf. Permaban. Jack, ban Jack Wolf. Permaban. Yeah, we'll end it on a group howl, everybody. We'll end it on a group howl. Oh! All right, guys. I'm out of here. Have a good one. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, I'm gonna go take a fat fucking shit. Later, guys.